whether it's through polling or you're just looking at the, digital landscape, how important do you think it is to really be getting that new generation into positions of power? Even, Gen X, frankly, seems like youthful compared to today's Congress.
Well, it's really interesting that you say that, because young voters typically don't have a broad perspective on the issues until they have a family. And once they have a family, suddenly taxes, it's like, I taught polling at Harvard for 5 years before the pandemic, and it was interesting. If I asked the class to come up with questions on climate change, oh my God, I got hundreds of questions. I said, well, okay, let's do some questions next week on taxes. They didn't have the foggiest idea. They'd never heard of the capital gains tax, the payroll tax, the gas tax, none of it. So I do think that you have to be careful that if people are in politics before they really begin to get a full range of experiences and what they know is school and college, their political views and what they do may not be what those very same people would do 5 years later. The failure of people in Congress to really understand what the technical revolution was about is quite obvious when you see them try to question Mark Zuckerberg. So that's a problem too. It's why I thought I didn't understand why we never had an Internet Commerce Commission. We had a trucking commission. Every time there was something new, a railroad, an FCC, we would set up a group of experts that would really understand it. And so from my vantage point too, at Microsoft, I saw how the regulators just didn't understand what was going on. And so they would come out with kind of knee-jerk, political responses, or, they think the consumers are happy, so they're not worried. They didn't really understand how the marketplace functions. So I don't know whether that's a function of age or education, or that senators today aren't senators what they used to be, right? And it takes a lot of investigation, study, and great staff. And usually, look, they have great staff that should be technically savvy, but they have shown so far a very limited understanding of the technical revolution.
So is there particular advice? Again, you've got a wide range of clients, but there is certainly, if you take economic headwinds, it would seem there's less money to spend, so you want to spend it better in this environment to motivate people to buy. What do you sort of advise? And I feel like it's like a Rorschach test. Let's take metaverse. Should I be in? Should I have be setting up shop right now, or is there a different route?
Well, we're really big on augmented reality. So I think that is in a couple of years.
Real world experiences that are enhanced. Is that the right way to?
Yes. So you're looking at me, and then out of my head it comes, Chairman and CEO of Stagwell Inc. and so was Chief Strategist. So I think you're going to see in a couple of years here glasses that are going to give you instant access to facial recognition-based information databases. And that also going to open up a whole other world. I think that's far more powerful than the metaverse. I think the metaverse might be great for concerts, it might be great for some activities, but it is not going to be where people really want to live. I mean, for those of you who remember Star Trek and the holodeck, okay, they didn't live at the holodeck, right? They would go there sometimes, right?
Right.
And so I think that he made a big mistake. We focused on AR, and in fact, at Stagwell, we came out with a recent experience where you go to the stadium, and because you don't have glasses yet, you hold your phone up and you see a whole new experience. And we can have a whole new set of sponsorships as well. But this is a way of engaging particularly younger fans in a game upon the game, right? And then they can play all sorts of games against the 50,000 other fans.
How do you measure success? I mean, are there any metrics coming out of that exercise? I mean, the stadium, if I did that, did I buy more or is it just an experiment to get me used to going to a stadium that way?
Well, right now we found that it was principally younger people,
right?
And they spent an average of a half hour on it. So the fact they spent a half hour meant they found it engaging.
Right.
And of course we're just
testing. What game? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
The game they're playing.
Great.
And the fact then that they're in, they were engaged with a second screen anyway, but they were off doing something else. So now the fact their second screen engaged them in activities related to the game but more fun. This is taking off. We're already signed up the LA Rams. We're in the second stadium. There are 2,118 stadiums in the world with over 10,000 people. And our goal is to sign them all up, and then it'll be funded through sponsorships. Aha, advertising, because that model works. But it's going to provide engagement and fun in an augmented reality way. And that's where I think people should invest.
What is the role of the advertising agency or any sort of agency in this environment that was supposed to disintermediate this group of people? You're now building up a firm, have built, forgive me, I mean, you're already a massive firm. What is the role, has the relationship changed with your clients in terms of what they should be coming to you for in an ideal world to optimize, you know, that relationship?
The best relationships with companies like us is always you come to us with your problem.
And your
Like
money, right? Just take it, Mark, and just go make me successful, right?
Well, but you kind of have a problem. Like, why are you going to change companies, or, you know? And the leading problem people have today is how are they dealing with digital transformation, and are they getting the most out of the change from what behavior was to what it is today? You know, at Microsoft, I kind of learned, look, every company and function really has a digital layer of some sort. And the question is, what is that digital layer? Have you perfected it? And, you know, are you then getting a competitive advantage out of it? So you come to us and we could help you build that digital layer. Like, if you're a grocery chain, maybe you don't want to give all your money to Instacart, and you want to have something similar. So that's really quite important. Or you've built the digital layer, and now you've got to get people to use it or adopt it. And that's where we find research, online targeting, digital transformation. Those are the fastest growing services that businesses need. And then we supplement it with the right creative and kind of interesting experience. I always say that the best TV ads probably already been made, but the best but the best digital ad surely hasn't been made, right?
Because the technology's not there or the creativity's not there.
It's sort of a combination. You know, most digital ads, when again, they're very simple, like, you know, get off us.
Right.
They're not really engaging experiences, and I do think that Netflix coming on will open up a bigger opportunity for addressable, engaging experiences, as opposed to things that are grafted from TV. You know, I think you have a whole new generation now, and part of what we try to do is instill with everybody, hey, you know, think creatively about the medium of digital advertising and how it can be made less annoying and more engaging, right? Something like the Around experience is an engaging experience itself, and then we could put in little ads that also pay for it.